Okay guys, here I am with my Ashe Jumps and Spots series. I'm going to be showing you guys some coach gun jumps with Ashe that you guys should know when it comes down to, of course, all of the maps in Overwatch. And I'm also going to be telling you guys some power positions that, of course, you should keep in mind when it comes down to playing Ashe. Unlike my Widowmaker map guide series, I'm not going to showcase every single position that you can take on every single map because that makes the video way too long. Alright, anyways, I just want to point out, when it comes down to coach gun jumps, I'm going to be calling them CJ. And the reason why I'm going to be calling them CJ is because it stands for coach jump. Alright, this, again, CJ is when you use your coach gun to, of course, jump. I just want to put that out there because I don't want to say coach gun jump or coach gun every single time that I'm going to do a coach gun jump, because I'm going to be showcasing a lot of those throughout the series. All right, okay, enough talk. Let's get started with some CJs on Watchpoint Gibraltar. You guys can stand here and then you guys can move on forward to this high ground right here. Let me give you guys a general tip with Ashe. It's really good to have high ground with Ashe because it gives you a better view of your enemy opponents, which gives you a better opportunity to, of course, hit your dynamites. So that's why you also want to be making sure that you're maximizing your CJs per match. So when you first start out, you guys can also jump all the way over here if you're getting sort of overwhelmed. If a Winston jumps on you down there, you guys can coach gun over here and then get back to safety. If you guys want to get all the way over here and you're over here, you can't just coach gun up. It's not gonna let you. What you have to do is you have to jump, coach gun, and then of course press the W key. As you guys can see, now we can get on top of this little spot right here. Now, one of the things that I like to do with Ashe as I'm starting out on Gibraltar is I like to go through this passage right here. Sometimes the enemies are camping right in front of us, and of course you're able to take them out. But with Widowmaker, what you would do is you would either grapple up or maybe you would just walk back. Well, with Ashe, you can just CJ onto this area right here. Maybe throw another dynamite while you're at it, okay? Again, it's all about maximizing your CJs and, of course, throwing your dynamite so you can do as much damage as possible. And yes, you can get on to this side right here. And you can use your coach gun to get onto that other side right there. I actually just messed that one up. But yeah, you can use your CJ to get all the way over here. And I ain't talking about the CJ from San Andreas. Hey, okay, fine, no jokes in the series. But yeah, you guys can also jump. Oh, I messed that one up. But yeah, from this little area right here, you guys can jump, coach gun, and then you guys can get on over to this little side right here. And as you guys can see, you're gonna have a power position when it comes down to the second half of this map as you're attacking. Why does it feel like my frame rate is so low? That's weird. Anyways, so yeah, this is basically the power position that you want to have as your payload is over here. And as you're defending, this is also a really good power position, as well as, of course, this one right here. But anyways, defenders, right? What do you guys want to do? Well, if you're over here at the bottom, remember you can always coach gun all the way over here or CJ. And of course, if you guys are here on this side, oops, I fell. Well, yeah, you guys can also use this little edge here. You can do it with Widowmaker. You can also do it with Ashe. As you guys can see, there we go. Okay, I fell, but yeah, you guys get what I mean. You guys can use that border over there, and then what I was going to, recommend is you guys just jump to the side and then use your coach gun, and then you guys get on top of this globe. And keep in mind, guys, range and positioning is everything with Ashe. So if I'm standing here and there's an enemy standing over there, I'm not going to be hitting them for max damage. All right, the enemy has to be standing. Let's say that I'm standing over here. The enemy has to be standing somewhere on there. That's basically like the max range that you have with Ashe, okay? It's kind of like an estimate as well. But yeah, there aren't really a lot of coach gun jumps that you can take from this side when it comes down to the defending side of things. Okay, as you're attacking, you guys can, of course, do this little jump, which a lot of people know, but, this is very, very helpful. As you guys know, my positioning series is always for beginner players. It's never really for intermediate players, because an intermediate player knows this already. But you guys can coach gun all the way up to this blue circle. Blue boxes. You guys can also CJ all the way over here, basically take out the enemies that are down here. If you're defending, you guys can CJ onto this high ground as well. And of course, if you're defending, something that's very, very important to do, you guys can CJ all the way up to this side. And then of course attack the enemies, you know, that are down there. Throw a dynamite at them, etc, etc. When it comes down to another position, on the defending side of things, this server room line of sight is very, very good and not a lot of players use it. Another good thing about the server room is that we have this mega pack right here, and I believe you guys can also, unless they patched it, no they didn't, you guys can also hide here by doing a CJ, you know, just in case maybe you got a Winston going towards you and all that stuff. Also, this server room also gives you access to this line of sight, which sometimes enemies might be hiding at, and of course you can get them as they're going around the corner as well. As you're attacking, you guys can CJ into both of these sides right here. But see, the coach gun and the coach gun jumps, you know, you want to do them sort of like in synchronicity, if that's even a word. You know, let's say that you're helping out your teammates. This is a really good power position as you're first starting, you know, this point. You're helping out your teammates, you know, the payload's moving. You guys can CJ onto the ship, as you guys can see right there. And you guys can also do the same from this spot. However, if you're here and the enemy's over there, you're not going to be doing max damage. So that's why you need to CJ all the way over here. This is also a really good power position. And if you have enemies going in from over there, you guys can CJ all the way from here. And of course, you can go for a dynamite on them from this side, or what I would normally recommend, this side right here. Because not a lot of people know about this position right here. It really catches a lot of people off guard. Specifically also people that are at the bottom. Sometimes you guys can camp up here and use this line of sight just for the enemy players that are coming from over there. There's probably going to be a Ryan that comes out from here. You can just dynamite him, and of course the healer that's behind pocketing him. It's a great, phenomenal experience. Alright, so you guys can also be on this little staircase right here, and then of course jump all the way up to the top like this, and of course get this position right here. Let's move on forward to the defending side of things. Of course you can come down from this area, and of course you guys can jump over here, and of course you can also CJ over here as well. And this position is also really, really good for Ashe as you're defending. You can CJ onto the ship. You can use the ship as cover. And you know, if you watch my Widowmaker map guide series, like you probably know how to maximize the ship. But yeah, long story short, just use the ship to your cover. You know, use the ship to get some really good lines of sights. Okay. When it comes down to this bottom area right here, you guys can also CJ over here to sort of take this high ground. And of course, you guys can also use this little line of sight if you want to be daring, and if you can land your shots as the payload is over there. And then of course you can back away, all the way up to this little bad boy right here. As you are also defending with Ashe, you can use these crates to your advantage. You guys can CJ all the way over here, and then of course have some high ground and a higher view of your opponents. See, the reason why high ground is also very good with Ashe is because usually the Ryan shield is going to be like that, right? So you can just throw your grenade and sort of get the, you can throw your dynamite and sort of get the dynamite above the shield, and that's also going to help out. Anyways, last but not least, you guys can of course use this little spot right here. This isn't a coach gun spot, but you guys can use this little spot right here, and then of course you guys can switch on over to this side right here, just in case you're getting jumped or you're getting attacked. Okay, so as you are attacking with Ashe, you can stand right here just like Widowmaker, and of course take out your opponents that are within that direction over there. However, if you shoot all the way over here, you're not going to be doing max damage at all. Okay, so this spot isn't as good with Ashe as it is with Widow, but I did want to show you guys anyway. You guys can of course coach gun into these little boxes right here. And then, as the payload is moving forward, if there's a team fight happening over there, you guys can CJ all the way over here. And Ashe, you want to be up close, so you guys can also use a CJ to get over here, sort of get behind the enemies. The payload's moving forward, it's somewhere around there. You guys can CJ all the way over here. Oops. I actually didn't mean to do that. But yeah, you guys can CJ all the way up to, this little spot right here. And as you guys can see, you have a really good line of sight, alright? As you are also attacking, you guys can of course coach gun jump all the way over here, and then of course you guys can also use this little power position right here and this line of sight. As you guys can see, you can do pretty well. Remember, if people are over there all the way on that backside, you will not damage them for long. Okay, this is just a position to sort of have some cover for you. You guys can come on over here and then do a CJ on this little area right here. Oh yeah, that's right. So let's say you're over here, the enemy's over there. You guys want to do a coach gun jump all the way up to this little area right here. Very, very important, guys. Do not shoot with Ashe from there when the enemy is over there. This spot is usually going to be the ideal one. Alright, so if you are defending, this isn't really a CJ, but you guys can use, of course, this as a line of sight if your teammate is basically in the enemy team spawn. You guys can, of course, also use this as a line of sight, and of course, if danger comes, you can, of course, jump on over to this little side right here. This is just a really good spot to, watch the payload, fight the enemies that are, of course, over there. If there's a Widow all the way over there, for example, Widow's really, really good against Ashe. But yeah, just try your best, do a coach gun shot, see if you can, of course, finish her off. Your best chances with Widowmaker is to just land a headshot, or just playing Widow. Anyways, when you're defending with Ashe, you guys can also, of course, jump on over here. And then, of course, you guys can also use the coach gun to get over here as well. And, of course, you guys can also use this little spot right here. This spot works a little bit, when you're defending and not too much when you're attacking, which is why I didn't point it out when you're attacking, because you're not going to have a line of sight to the point, as you guys can see. But when you're defending, you can use this little spot right here and, of course, get some damage on your opponents. Okay, as you are defending also, you guys can use this little line of sight right here, which is, of course, very helpful. You guys can CJ onto the crates. Oh, I want to point out, guys, watch out with your coach gun jumps, because Ashe is very vulnerable, believe it or not, when she is in the air, and a good Widowmaker will definitely take you out, if you're not careful. Okay, anyways, you guys can also do a coach gun jump all the way over here, and yeah, this is just gonna give you a really good line of sight, and of course some pretty decent cover as well. Like, they're gonna have to get through your team and then get over here, unless of course it's a Pharaoh or of course something like that. Do keep in mind that this is also a really good power position when you are defending with Ashe, and of course you guys can use this little thing as an escape route as well when you guys are defending. And that's pretty much it, guys, for my Ashe guide positioning series. Like I said, I don't want to go super in depth into every single position, because I feel that makes the video way too long, and when it comes down to Ashe, knowing your decent amount of coach gun jumps and knowing the specific key positions that you can have is definitely a huge advantage. I hope you guys enjoyed the Ashe positioning map guide series for Watchpoint Gibratlar, and if you did, feel free to drop a like and subscribe to join the Salvaje cartel.